Hey guys, it's time for a review of the first annual, I don't know if this is going to be an annual thing or not, judging by how it went tonight, but the YouTube Music Awards, aka the Trainwreck Awards, or whatever else title you would like to throw on them, because that's what it was. Holy shit, that is the biggest disaster of an awards program that I have ever seen. I expected it to be a little bit, not up to obviously the standards of things that air on like CBS or even on like Nickelodeon, but my god, that was bad and painful to watch just throughout. I got off work and got home just in time to miss Arcade Fire's performance, darn. But, I'm not gonna slam the band. I don't know how their performance went, but judging from what happened right after that, like I got in right as they were finishing up, but right after their performance, the hosts start talking, and just that's when I start cringing, basically. Jason Schwartzman, you might know him from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, or else being the drummer for the band Phantom Planet. That's where I originally knew him from. He was one of the hosts, and Reggie Watts was the other host. And let me tell you, neither of them are good at reading cue cards or else doing improv whatsoever, as was very, very, very apparent throughout the entire night. Every time they wanted to do filler content or something, it's like they didn't know what to do. No one was telling them what to do right, and you could hear directors and other crew members and stuff yelling or telling them what to say, or pan over here, or you could hear them yelling cut over this way or show this. It was just so pathetic. I mean, I get that they were going for the at-home YouTube style feel, but I don't think that they meant it for it to be like this at all. I understand the program director, Spike Jonze, was going for that feel and everything, and that he even mentioned that it would probably be a little bit of a mess. This was, a mess is not the word for it. Disaster is the word for it. Alright, like I said, the host, I got that criticism out of the way. They were just awkward throughout the entire night. It's like they didn't know what to say, reading off their cards and trying to find people. They couldn't find Lindsey Sterling at one point, looking for things in the cake, like the award that was going to be announced or whatever. Reggie Watts pulling the mic away from that girl, asking her, he would ask someone something and then would pull the mic away before they even had a chance to say anything, like the Taylor Swift girl that popped out of the box and announced who won the award for I believe it was most innovative video or something like that. But another thing right there, the list of nominations was so out of order. They would some lists would be way longer than others. There would be way more nominees for one award than another. It was weird. The censoring was completely off at a lot of parts in this, which I found to be hilarious. They would try and censor fuck or something, and they would accidentally censor a little bit late, and this girl would say fuck a couple of times, and they would bleep the word it or something like that. That happened during the Avicii, whenever they were trying to do the live music video, which was a complete fucking awful work directorial. If I was Spike Jonze, I would not want to put my name on that. It was a little bit hard to watch, and the whole thing where they tried to get the crowd to interact by voting by raising their hands. What? And then everyone was supposed to be frozen or whatever, and then all of a sudden Avicii's unfrozen, and the short film is really weird, and Avicii doesn't even technically perform. It's just these girls fighting over this guy and kind of watching Avicii in the background. I was so confused, and it was just, like I said, once again, it was a complete disaster. The short films were just awful. I mean, I don't know what they were going for. They were saying oh, let's bring back the old days of when you were filming a YouTube music video in your bedroom or something like that. That didn't feel like that at all. It was just shaky camera work a lot of the time, bad angles. Just setting a laptop on your bed and filming is steadier and better camera work than that. Tyler the Creator was up there, and they were trying to film him from the crowd or something, and it looked like a camera was being passed around. All these different angles were going on. It was just so unorganized throughout the entire thing, including the bad camera work. I mean, I understand some things being a little bit messy they were expecting, but if you can't get your technical crew and your camera crew on point, then what is the purpose of even doing this awards show? What is the point of even doing rehearsal if you're gonna run it that shittily? The acting in those short films was terrible too. The MIA one was the song, even the song, I like some of MIA's stuff. That song, I couldn't get into it all. And the live music video that went with it, I was just kind of what? You know, once again, I mean, like, there was a little bit more effort put into that one, but still. Okay, and then Eminem won Artist of the Year. Okay, the album isn't even out yet as of me recording this video and when the awards show happened. Marshall Mathers LP 2 is not officially out yet until November 5th. So how does he win Artist of the Year? And all he's done is release a few singles. You know, generally that's an award like that. I'm not saying Eminem is undeserving of it. Like, if he had won for like Recovery or something, sure. But that's when, you know, people have had a chance to consume the album and just see it like a year's worth of his work, not like 2 months worth. Berserk dropped in August. That wasn't that long ago at all. I don't see how he won compared to all these people that actually worked and did a bunch of stuff, released it throughout like 2012 and early 2013. But whatever, I feel like they just gave him the award because he was there and he was performing. And we'll get to that in a minute because that was actually one of the only 2 highlights I actually wrote down for the night. And, of course, the behind-the-scenes filler content, which was total bullshit. Like, okay, behind the scenes, we need to get our shit together, so let's pan around the room for a few minutes and show random clips that, you know, don't even look that interesting at all. So, I wrote down the highlights for the night, if you can see. Compared to the long list of tragedies, there's only 2 highlights there. The first of those being Cera. Cera showed up and was actually really funny. He was like standing behind the 2 hosts and was kind of like improvising what they were actually saying, like miming for them, basically, like their mouth would move. He was being a puppeteer. Their mouth would move and he would say really funny stuff and like kind of hyped himself up. And he walked in and was like, oh yeah, I just brought my own personal mic from home to save the day here, kind of thing. It was actually really funny. I've always been a Cera fan and I wish they would have let him be one of the hosts. The other highlight of the night was the Eminem Rap God performance, except for the fact that it was so censored and like they would put like the silent pauses in there for way too long. They would bleep out more than like 1 word. And just that song, there's a lot of language in it. And I don't really fully understand why he would choose that song to perform, or why they would let him perform that song, because, you know, he's saying things like gay looking boy and all that stuff, and he would say like faggot and stuff in there. And YouTube is supposed to be a positive community. Supposedly that's what the creators encourage, at least. And you know, the whole it gets better thing in that campaign. And then they have like Eminem saying stuff like that, like on like a song, and I don't have a problem with the song at all. It's just, you know, I don't understand what message YouTube is trying to send out. I feel like they just got a bunch of popular names out there, like him, Lady Gaga, her performance. Although I didn't like the song, it was still, I guess, solid. But I felt like they were just trying to get some big names in there, trying to get people to watch. And it turned out really bad in the long run. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the YouTube Music Awards. Anyways, guys, this is all just my opinion, so let me know what you thought in the comments, like I said, and check out my other videos. Of course, I just released a new 7 on Sunday, and check out all my other links in the description down below.